Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Try and turn on the live chat windows. Looks like everything's booting on up. Okay, that's all online. This one I'm looking for is Gorge 12-4. That's not many there. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And looks like that's all good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Is my microphone working? Yes. Looks like everything's good to go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on the bottom left side is the Order of the Dragon. We got core 7525 on DC for coaching. Spawn as the Blue Ottoman, we have a foreign name. This is with a new patch, but the patch is largely pretty small balance changes, nothing too crazy, a lot of bug fixes. My screen just blink? Or was that my eyes? I think I'm going crazy already. We have one villager on stone at a mining pit rather than going for a wave of stone there. So this is an interesting opener by blue. When it comes to map generation, we got large and small gold here with large stone. Deer deposit here. The close deer deposit is near the stone. Pumbaa, but he's Islamic, so that's haram. Small gold deposit and small stone over here, so likely he will start really focusing expansion over here. For orange, or the dragon, looks like a bit mixed as well. Got Pumbaa and large gold over here. Two small golds on this side and large stone with the deer deposit. And safety deer deposit back here as well. So I have a feeling that Order Dragon Plate is going to go over here. Aging up with the Menwork Palace. Usually Aachen Chapel is the standard, but in this case he's going for technology. And blue does go for military school, getting relatively close for an age up. Let's see, Order Dragon, of course, times 2 units. It's not come to see some horsemen, good horsemen. Got twin Medaris being pulled in the field. Gave you some berries. Had a good gathering rate. Without the farming upgrade, you can support the 5 villagers. With the farming upgrade, it's only can support 4. Menwork Palace almost complete. Of course, Order of the Dragon has access to one of the best Age 2 units in the game, the early Man-at-Arms, or in this case, the early Gilded Man-at-Arms, which can go very nicely with the armor upgrades. With a reduction, not to mention early cheap siege engineers. Menwork Palace, both for Order of the Dragon and for Holy Roman Empire, is excellent rushing civil one. Because you get your upgraded early man-at-arms, make them basically bulletproof. Spearman just causing issue. Dragon villager stabbing the spearman. Do now have a gilded horseman in the field. The upgrades here, if you need a reminder, is a golden cuirass to increase the armor or damage reduction for men-at-arms when they get low in health. Lance Connects get a bleed attack. And of course, you got Baltic bolts, which now I don't think I've seen this in research anytime recently. Because last time I remember seeing this upgrade, it was back when siege weapons had armor rather than percentage armor. But now with percentage armor, this is actually a decent upgrade. I have no idea how effective it is. I'm still a bit more partial. Maybe we could just simply change damage from range to siege damage. So that may be a little bit overpowered for the structures. I have no idea. Wait, is this Oh, it's age 4 upgrade as well. I was just curious whether or not it was age 2 upgrade because the crossbow or age 3 unit, but apparently this is an age 4 upgrade. That's interesting. I don't think it would be too imbalanced if it was age 3 upgrade. First Vizier points almost available. I'm more biased towards Anatolian Hills because the increased mining collection rate. The military schools are providing spearmen, which actually is probably a good case. Music changed to combat music. Gets a good stab there on the Gilded Horseman. Gilded Horseman's at 4 health, so even one town center arrow can take it out now. May I just want to follow back to the town center and wait till the next age to get a prelate. Remember, this Order Dragon, they don't get early prelates. Or Vanguard prelates. Do have some supply of employed field. Great spear brace there. Does take out the wounded spearman, but took 50% damage to this horseman. Over 50%. Let's just assume 50%. That's basically 120 damage for 100 for an 80 resource unit. Order Dragon player is nowhere near aging up. Definitely should take that 2 health, 4 health Gilded Horseman. Just keep it back at home. Wait until the age up. Get a prelate. You will save monies that way. Sure, to consume 2 population, which a dirt cheap house can more than easily provide. Sorry, my throat's a little bit choked up. Range damage not research. We do have some gilded archers. Does take out the scout. Scout is down. Not big surprise. We do have another scout on the build queue for the autumn player. Can military academies build scouts? Huh. Should military school... How overpowered would it be if military schools could build out scouts? I mean, I could see that being deployed on the field to build scouts in age 2 and then or age 1, and then you take those scouts and starts getting a decent stockpile of them, so when you age up, you can go for early professional scouts. You know, I would like to see the military school able to deploy out scouts. Am I crazy? Don't think it would be overpowered. I'm contemplating the fact that if a scout is overpowered. I think I'm going crazy. Either way, we've got a good number of Sipahi, as well as a good number of spear in the field. 3 gilded, soon to be 4 gilded archers, soon to be 3 gilded spearmen, and 5 gilded horsemen. 21, now 23 military units versus 16. 25,000 versus 19, so orange has an advantage, but it's hard to say. It's more down to micro at this point in time, and the targets opportunities such as the villagers here. He did go for the delicious venison deposits. Up here we do have the spearmen falling back. Good idea. Spearmen should be a bit more defensive. Spy can be a bit more offensive. Does take a volley there from those gilded spearmen. That gilded horseman 4 health is actually pushing his way forward. I disagree with that. I say keep back home. Wait till prelate. I mean, that is an expensive ass of 240 health. So 5 here is very misleading. 2 are very wounded. Looks like Blue's taking out, clean up the sheeple now. You know he's Islamic, does not get access to improved berries. $5 villagers on gold. Oh, got the hidden Imperial Army not being established. Not big surprise. What's it called? The Military School of Istanbul Imperial Palace. is not very common, though it is still pretty good. Getting extra points here. Was it increased from 5 to 9, right? Or was it 8? Up to 8, which is very nice. There's a lot of usable assets here. And able to claim more than half of them. Let's see. 6, 12. So able to claim 2/3 of these would be very nice rather than not even half of them. Does take time to pick off that gilded horseman that was really wounded. Whether it be on purpose or accident, it simply went down. Do have an early man-at-arms on the build queue. My hidden Imperial armor is almost complete. At this point in time, man-at-arms probably a good unit. He'll counter pretty much everything. Yeah, I think the Ottoman player should focus on more man-at-arms. He can go for some lancers, but I think man-at-arms right now would be quite good. Go for veteran spy, veteran spearman, and the mining camp will be torched on down. Spy activate Fortitude there. Get some of the gilded villagers. Sipahis do have increased attack speed with their torches will for the Fortitude ability. Probably gonna just crack the outpost there and get a nice soft interior. Orange puts way forward over here. Sipahi going on down. Most of the villagers escape. Something inside of there. Probably a single villager. Villagers take a bit of damage there from those archers. Those are sheep carcasses. Some reason from up here I thought those were deer carcasses, but I didn't see professional scouts. Blue's playing Ringer on the Rosie. The capital is fully loaded. Sipahi falling back. Hardened Spearmen engaging the gilded archers. Slow trying to pick off some of these villagers. Does take out the siege weapon from mid-hidden Imperial Armory. Didn't pay close enough attention to what it was. Next item, Spring Gold, but he has the Mangonel queued on up. Metro taking a bit of damage there. Spy falling back. Got a single Spearman there. Looks like, nope, that's just Metro Aura there, not Fortitude. Let's see, 34 versus 36. Mount Or the Dragon's village was 28% more effective, so add 28% here. I'm just going to call it 10 and it's 46 versus 35, so big advantage by Orange right now. Orange did kill off. Oops. What button did I click by accident? I actually clicked on a button and I have no idea what I clicked on. Either way. I think I'm just going crazy. He did go for Antonio Hills. Next Vizier point's not going to be available anytime soon. Golden Karos now being researched. Villagers are no longer trying to shank the archer or spearman. Repairing up the outpost here. Does get inside the outpost. They're probably saying to get it fortified. Still got a strain of spearmen, horsemen being brought in. Orange is putting under pressure, going for his discounted siege engineers, which also does research pretty quickly. But he's lacking the wood for battering rams. He has plenty of gold though. Maybe you can buy some food or wood. Zolok Dago demands head paths. Spearmen push way forward. We do have a Spring Gold right there. We do have a single man-at-arms by the Ottoman player. I really do think man-at-arms would be a good way to go for the Ottoman player right now. Due to the high armor, able to resist the damage from the gilded archers, no problem. Right now that's 7. In this age, man-at-arms get up 6 armor. Spy engaging, some spearmen mix on in. Man-at-arms also connecting. We got the crossbows, not crossbows, Spring Golds firing away. The very large crossbow. Lumber camp there. Looks like Pumbaa got killed too close to the mill there, so only 5 villagers can get on top of it and claim his delicious flesh. Next Vizier point's almost available. Oh wait, no, he has got the military campus. The 3rd Vizier point's almost available. I generally don't rate Janissary Company too high, plus nothing against many cavalry units there. Advanced Academy is probably the best way to go. Big power research there. Got some farms going on up. Members, well, wait, no. Does Order Dragon get the Cisternic Monastery research in order to give them the cost reduction or fast collection around monasteries? Or that's just only Order the Dragon, or Holy Roman Empire, I should say. I forget. Because remember when that upgrade didn't exist to begin with. Imam push way forward or backwards, trying to claim a relic. You should have a 0 point available. You see everything glowing. Don't ignore the 0 part. And maybe if I switch over to him. Nope, still don't see the 1, but I'm pretty sure there's 1 there. Regnese Cathedral not being employed in the field. We also got the Sapali coming for a bit of a flank. Local doggo does go down. Orange also cleaning up all the deer deposit there, as well as Pumbaa. We do have 5 villages here, 1 outpost. Spahi pursuing these gilded villagers. Does get 1 of them, and got these forces now retaliating. Wolf biting the prelate or imam. Yep, the Cisternic Abbeys is not available to Order Dragon. He is going for some prelates. So far, Blue has claimed 1 relic and picked up a 2nd. Regnese Cathedral, in order to make it more cost efficient than Bulgarth Palace, assuming the Bulgarth Palace is constantly being produced from, you need 4 relics. But of course, you don't have to constantly produce. You don't want to constantly produce from Bulgarth Palace. Oh, does get killed off there. It was getting pretty close. Sapahi, some went by there. Others got split off. That's interesting. These guys are heading over to Pumbaa. Got a house here. Another doggo goes down. Relic right on top of the sacred site there, so it's going to be pretty obvious when somebody picks that up. Got the veteran archer there. He can activate Fortitude to increase attack speed with his torches. Though some of them are targeting the mill, that's not a good idea. Still, I am not sure. There we go, got a main order there. Somebody just seemed off there. Villagers now claim of venison. Increased range armor. Do have 11 Janissaries in the field. He did go for Janissary Company. I don't like the one-time spawns. I prefer the constant value sort of mentality when that comes over thing. Right now, his opponent is going for Gilded Knight, but once he sees the Janissaries, probably should avoid going for any mounted units. Prelate does go down. Janissaries, of course, right now get plus 11 versus Cavalry. Man-at-arms taking a lot of abuse there. Veteran archers are at 9 damage to get up to 10 this age. Good number of spring golds there. Let's inside the outpost there. We've got a spring gold replacement here. Also arranged the emergency repairs. Huh. Or maybe there's no spring gold replacement. It's being upgraded, that's what I'm saying. Not upgraded, but being upgraded. My mind's melted right now. Siege engineers and various blacksmith upgrades for the Ottoman player now. We do have the guild dragon scale armor for the archers, so now they get +3 range armor. Effectively turning themselves into a counter archer unit. That outpost is going down. Mercenary Paris, but he will be able to out-damage it. Village inside of it will be going down as well. 51 versus 53, but much 28% more effective. So add about 13 to it, and you get about 100 or 64 versus 53. Actually, it would be a bit more than that. It's good damage there. Either way, Orange doing just fine on villager count. Had the units pushed before. Good number of spearmen there, but got a good number of spring golds here. Looks like this Iman goes down once again. Blue's claimed 2 relics, Orange claimed 2 relics, and Blue has picked up the 3rd. Escorting back home would be very nice. It would be 4 relic income versus 3 relic income. Give it a nice slice and part these villagers. It will be able to tap them with its basic attack. Good number of spring golds there. Next Vizier point's almost available. That'll be a Vizier point 4 out of 5. Lots of fortified outposts by Orange. Gilded Knight engaging more villagers because another impalement there. Blue's now going for survival techniques. Would imagine he would have gotten that for it sooner, with both deer deposits being obtained already. He's going for secondary town center. Another Vizier points available. I would like to see advanced academies. Keep that open for now. Picks off another Sipahi. And Gilded Knight does impale one of the villagers, but does not finish him off. More economic upgrades being obtained there. And not Sly. I ain't sucked out a Vizier point just yet. Looks like he is up to 7 spring golds. Very nice. His opponent has majority archer, spearmen, a trash army. Going for veteran horsemen now. His opponent, the Ottoman player, has good number of Sipahi and Janissaries. Good horsemen may not be a good choice. Not to mention there's a good number of spearmen. Archers can take them on in. Take them on, but the Gilded Horsemen will have a bit of trouble there. Right now, Blue just feels like in pretty good position, though it says Orange has more military force in the field, but Blue has a higher army value. 109, 9,000, 79, though plus 17 here, so not too terribly higher, but 13,000. Going for Dragon Crossbowmen now. Player has a good number of Janissaries, so maybe a good idea to go for some Mangonels. Though the Gilded Archers is still a good call. Yeah, it's probably don't really need Mangonels, since the Archers are effectively a counter to the gunpowder units as well. Not to mention these guys have slightly more range. And Janissaries have slightly less range. There's a good number of Sipahi on the field. Some of these units are starting to get powered by some Prolets. Guys are moving at a good pace now, fast enough to keep up with Spear and Archer. They're ever so slightly slower. Mangonel rolls a miss. Spring Golds start much firing away. Mangonel fires, rolls a miss. Sipahi pushing down from south. Engaging the Archers. Spearmen now need a contest. Janissaries is constantly firing away. Archers trying to hit everything in the front line rather than back line. Doesn't look like it's going great for orange. The valley is just clearly against him. Knight does get a nice flank there. Takes out a spring gold. Gets gunned down by a bunch of Janissaries. Orange's arm is being cleaned on up. May have a large force, but the valley was greatly inferior. Another men on the field. Crossman would be a good idea. Another Janissaries in the field. Mangonels and archers. Sipahi. Spearmen. Or just use some men-at-arms or knights. But against the Janissaries, not a good idea. So maybe we're going to go for some men-at-arms as Order of Dragon. Beefy front line. Orange now falling back in this area. Level 1 mining for the Ottoman player. Let's see, his Vizier point did go to Advanced Academy, giving 1 last point. Trade bags is a good final selection. Not to mention siege crews can be nice. They can be nice. Problem is, a little bit too micro-intensive. If I were to rework this point, I would just say siege weapons cost 1 more population and then increase their base cost by 50 to 100 food. And that's how I'll balance this one out rather than taking time to garrison everything. Spearman sort of engaging Mangonels, firing away. Spring Gold's gonna need some good collateral. Does take out some of those units now. Or Dragonfire has enough gold to age on up, does not have nowhere near enough food. He even has lack of food even for our ground force. Blue has a considerable army field. Orange is overall just getting crushed. Orange repairs on that outpost. That's why pushing down south. Got another town center down here. Capital for using its defense arrows. Over here, we do have a knight slicing parts and villagers. One of blue has textiles. Textiles will allow him to withstand another slice, but doesn't look like it he does. Blue's now trying to torch down some stuff. Orange does not have textiles himself. No Vizier points available for the Ottoman player's last Vizier point. Though with how much he's doing quite well right now, he could justify a early bombard. But I think battery rams right now would just be a better call. Orange not pulling out any military units at the moment. I wonder if they're chatting or something of the sort. Has forces up here, 2 outposts, 1 upgraded spring gold emplacement. The other one is actually neither of them upgraded spring gold. This one's the upgraded spring gold, the unfortified one. Well, I picked up by blue, gonna be grabbing it. Orange not back in the game, has a lot of gold, maybe use it to buy 1,000 food. Spearman being picked off by some of these units. So at this current rate, he may need to go for extensive fortifications. Orange now eyeing to go for some dragon crossbowmen. Blue's capturing up that second site there. Blue's not advancing way forward. Blue could have pushed his way forward and win the game. Right now, Blue's priority to age on up. Maybe he's just going to try to age up.
Ich bin bereit zu.
Looks like Blue Mania claimed build another mosque at the fourth relic inside of something. Istanbul Observatory now being employed in the field.
Wohlgefertigt. Schönes Bilde. Ein schöne Gebäude.
Orange just spent all of his gold. Huh. I just realized something as well. Beforehand, there was actually a counter of food here on the farms, and it just regenerates there for the villager to recollect. But now they actually set it to infinite. Istanbul Observatory almost complete.
Was soll getan werden?
Gute Leistung meinerseits.
Various age 4 research now being researched by Blue. No Madarasa deployed in field just yet. Relic does go down. That one had the relic on it, so guess it just didn't fall back. Once mentioned before, nothing much you can do versus keep. Orange keep his distance. Keep course could be garrisoned. Let's clean up those units. Elsbach Palace being queued on up. The fortification for the dragon. Gold being obtained here, but it's being cleaned on up. This gold deposit still has 3,000. This one looks like unspoiled. Last Vizier point was actually was used on extensive fortifications. In my stupidity, I also got blue and orange mixed up, but he actually did go with extensive fortifications. I did not mean to make that prediction correct. Walls sort of going up. Governor Maganel is deployed on the field. Looks like he's going for the boiling oil here. It hasn't gone for the very fine bombard emplacement. Order Dragon's going for the elite crossbowman.
Ja, bin bereit zu Befehl.
Ich hungere nach dem Turm.
We also got the Balkan bolts now being researched. Biology being researched. Blue right now has... They have similar army size, but blue has nearly twice the value.
Mich gelüstet das.
The crossbowman, of course, can be very nice. The only siege weapons when they get the Balkan bolts. However, there's a good number of Maganellas that be raining rocks on top of the head, so it's probably not going to go well for those dragon crossbowmen. Though he is starting to empower them with some prelates. Blues are reobtaining all the sacred sites there. About decapturing the sacred site.
Emin evamiri ceddiniz.
Ich weiß, was ich tue.
Düşmanları hüyet edelim. Buradalar.
Fortified outpost being established. We'll spot the Elsbach Palace here. Those can be easily inside of it. Outpost under siege. Could be used emergency repairs onto it. Does not. Sapali will be going down. Did activate Fortitude. Good number of those dragon villagers do go down. Good number of great bombards. Blue's army is twice the value of Orange's army. Orange straightforward. Good number of those cross Mangonels sort of going down. Being focused down by Baltic bolts. But they're just taking too much damage. They're Culverin firing away, but that's more of an anti-structure rather than anti-siege weapon now. But it's taking out some of these Mangonels. No engineers yet by Orange. But an Orange army does get cleaned up once again. Blue is starting to fall back as per our very good bombards. Just fight around them, let them do the work. Excuse me. More Janissaries now being employed in the field. More reinforcements being brought on forward. And now do have the keep being established here. Bombard hits a crossbowman. Got the elite horseman upgrade now on the way for Order Dragon and Buzzties. Sorry about that.
Ich weiß, was ich tue.
Port Architect's now being researched by Blue. And has a good reserve of food and gold. Not much wood though. Probably should keep all the wood for the siege weapons. But this case, going for a large number of supply.
Lüstet das.
Eine gut gemachte Arbeit.
Blue's push rate 4 or Orange has a good number of these skilled horsemen to gauge those great bombards, and will perhaps get a couple of them. Archers, or one great bombard does go down. Spearman hitting some of the Spahi. Now got these crossmen hitting some of the Janissaries. Orange got a pretty good surround, taking out the Mangonel, but looks like was unable to finish off. But there's still none of the horsemen live. Mangonel does get distracted by the knight. More Spahi push way forward, more horsemen advancing. Keep firing away. Smalley overrunning all the gilded crossbowmen. No 6-side victory available for Blue, but I think Blue should outright win relatively soon. Does flank and hit some of the great bombards, but not enough. Does not take out the Mangonel either. Siege Workshop gets set ablaze, and the Culverin popped out, gets gunned down. Great bombards now taking on the keep. Put some rounds into it. Camp retreat now being researched by the Ottoman play. That should help out with his bonus damage versus buildings. Emergency repairs on top of the keep. And thinks Elkswalk Palace is actually taking less damage, but still getting bombarded quite severely. Guess that aura stretches out quite far, chaining out to that keep. Does take out that mining camp. up the outpost now. Outpost right now has no weapon placement. If he wants the chain broken from the Elsbach Palace, he needs to destroy some of these backline structures there. And looks like Blue's just going to be overrunning Orange, no problem. Probably could have closed out the game earlier, but maybe a little bit too passive. Menwar Palace taking some damage there, going for +3 range damage. We use emergency repair onto it or onto the capital, while using the capital. So we're now intercepting, trying to hit the Spahi.
Sende mich zu einem Flugwehr.
Ja, ja, bin bereit zum Befehlchen.
You haven't splashed down some of these houses, setting them ablaze. Emergency repair onto the capital.
Was hast du nötig von mir?
Capital's now on fire, gets repaired.
Ich warte auf meine Befehlchen.
Orange trying to obtain some of this wood here. Orange pretty much cutting the scraping the bottom of the barrel for resources. Blue is actually out of gold, but has plenty of food and wood for Sipahi and Spearmans. Capital does go down. 3 landmarks remaining. The Menwar Palace is not doing all too well though.
Düşman ateşine maruz kaldık.
Menwar Palace has been set ablaze. Spahi heading up north. Charlotte gets decapped or picked off. Push forward. Janissary is in a good position in the urbanized terrain. Able to gun down lords on these forces. Does incinerate the farm. Does take out some of the villagers. Looks like he's hitting the villagers. The capital is not rebuilt, so it's not considered repaired. Takes out more of the villagers there. The capital is, of course, hit, and Orange is back to the game now. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And if you can give me one moment, I need to make sure my heat's going in my apartment. Sometimes video just to close certain doors so the heat doesn't need to heat up unused rooms, the currently not being used rooms, and putting on the layer. That should help me out. Let's see now. Delete this line, and now on to this one here. Looking for Dry Arabia 12.5. But that's actually a good number than there, but here we go. Greens have won, and great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top left side as the blue Golden Horde. We got Plan B. Spawn on bottom right side as the yellow Mullions. Got Solaire of Estor. Let's see, got the golden tent going up. We got the gear or ovo up. When it comes to map generation, looks like blues wood deposits spawned all over here around the trading post here. That's sort of interesting. Does have access to palisade walls, so you could probably use that to get some good trade. I think he's still Golden Horse still gets affected by the Silk Road, right? Either way. Malian player here, his wood spawned front and behind and way off the side. Really small gold deposits here, while the mining camp being established here. So I think the gold deposits should be pretty securable. Stone behind as well as some berries in between, so definitely should expand up north. We've got, of course, small gold out in front, way down here with no natural cover, and one hole right here with some cover, but not really. Yeah, this map generation doesn't feel great for either side. I think it's better for the Mullion player overall. Let's see. First thing to go for is cons and torgoods. Reduce the stone cost of the cons and torgoods by 20%, increase the health by 30, or by 30, not by 30%. Or building cards. It's probably better to go for cons and torgoods to get a bit more value out of there. Monsakori now being established, cons and torgoods now being researched. Got a gear here. Been a while since the last cast Golden Hordes. I haven't refreshed myself on some of this stuff. Yep, you only get 2 farming upgrades. In this case, the rotation grades increases the gathering rate of food by sheep by 10%. Does not apply to herd sheep. Which is, since it's only 2 levels, I think maybe the second level provides more effect then. So it does offer ovos offering increase the stone rate from the ovos. Currently set to defensive or edict. Activate health for fortified outposts by 10%. Fortified outpost course 150, 50. Of course, need to be oh, looks like this one's actually active. Production sheep edict. Production speed edict. Blah. Production speed edict improves the increase of production speed of the golden tent and military buildings within the influence of fortified outposts by 20%. It's not too fantastic, honestly. Cons tour is now complete. We do have a barracks being established now. Blues obtain some more sheeple there. We do have, looks like the Batukan and some Torgoods now being deployed in field. There's Batukan, offers a 10 damage mace at Knight attack speed or Keshik attack speed. And of course, the Lance charge attack. He's basically a little bit more healthier Keshik at this moment in time. While attacking, the Warcry charge buff nearby units plus 10% damage. Age 3 increases damage by 20%, and Age 3 increases damage even further. Ovo slowly getting torched on down. Wheelbarrow being researched. Got a pair of spearmen there. You do pull them out in pairs. Of course, you can make it cheaper at no additional cost, so you can effectively get a 50% cost reduction by researching this. Of course, it is only available in Castle Age. Blacksmith now being established. Do have some hardened Donzo now in the field. Good anti-cavalry unit there. Got a number of Torgoods on the field. Mining camp going on up. Batukans here. But Torgards, I'm not sure where they're at. They're right there. Maybe it was a missed rally. Either way, now they're being sent forward now. Torgards right now, they have 250 health, which is very good. 3/3 armor, 10 damage. The same base health and armor as Batu Khan, or at least not the same health, what it was beforehand. They're beefy, but not high DPS cavalry. Double spear just protecting the gold deposit. Archer range now being established as well, going for a pair of archers. Warrior Scout took a fair amount of damage there. Falling back now. We do have a good number of Donzo. Since he's fighting against the Golden Horde, it's a good idea to go for your anti-cavalry units. And with the javelin throw ability, they make it a bit more effective in this situation. More range armor now being researched. Warrior Scout heading back down over here. The next possible age up, we could see constructs the Conquered Roost provides larger shields, heavy infantry gets and heavy cavalry with increasing range armor by 2. Wood also be generated at a rate of 200 per minute, which is very nice, but is reduced by 2 wood for each unit equipped for Roost shield. And then you got relic ovos. Shamans can consume a held relic to build an ovo, which exceeds the build limit, and increase ovos stone gather rate by 20%. It also sounds like the relic actually disappears, or it just gets stored inside the ovo. It's hard to say. We got a couple of the Karshits. Karash is a good way to improve nearby unit armor. Gives nearby infantry units +1 armor. And we can pass go to the Grand Felony Corral. With the new patch, the Grand Felony Corral only provides 18 food per minute per cow rather than 20, so a slight nerf there. Does take out one of the villagers there quite nicely. Donzo not responding. Got another attack arrow there. Oh, could have sworn that arrow looked a little bit fiery coming from the outpost, but nope, still normal arrow. Donzo engaged at close range, spearman firing away. Archer is firing some arrows against the Donzo. Got another whistling arrow fire there. One Karash now deployed in the field. But you'll need one for the aura. Looks like Yellow's army will be cleaned on up. Not enough Donzo looks like, and not enough patch Javelins to deal with the archers. Those are not going to be torching down that structure. Only 3 downs will remain for the Maulian player, and running a little bit low in resources. The village inside will likely go on down. Going to try to escape out of the brush. Batu Khan is not a scouting unit like the regular Khans. Batu Khan does take a good volley there. He is heavy melee cavalry, so he's classified as heavy. So archers won't, or we go with crossbow would do additional damage, but that's something that he does not have. He could go for some Musfati warriors, which will still be countered by archers, but will be very good for the spearmen and versus these Torgards. Maybe Musfati warriors is a good call. Then you get some counter archer play at going. Cattle ranchers are going to be torched on down. Another set of Karash moving forward the field, as was Torgards. The Golden Horde is not on age up anytime soon. The Maulian player is starting to resource, maybe sign he's trying to age on up. Good hits there. These guys are currently affected by the Protect Con from any damage. Or Protect the Con from any damage ability. A couple of the stockyards being established, which is basically for farming deposits. As I pick this one, let's see, when the Crash Ada is active, the Golden Horde tent and military buildings within the influence fortified outposts produce additional cash whenever units are recruited. So I can go for this for more quality from that. When the Stockyard Edict is active, stockyards with an influence of a fortified output generate gold while being worked. That's actually a pretty nice one. Call Roost Tribute needs age 3. Dispatch 4 Roost Tributes from the Golden Horn tent. Increase the cost of total Roost Tributes by 300 stone. The cost of Roost is reduced by 10 stone every 30 seconds. Each military building will reduce the cost of the next additional 5 for the maximum of 70 stone. Automatically deploy the Roost Tributes when the cost reaches 0. Very nice. So you get some occasional for a Roost Tribute for free. And age 3, of course. Let's call the Yazvek. That's the larger shields, roost shields. This will increase the armor of his heavy cavalry and infantry by 2. But of course, and they give wood trickle, but the wood trickle does get reduced if there's a good number of units, so it does have upkeep costs of the wood trickle. Nice way to balance it out. Plus 2 range armor will make them a bit more effective versus archers, far more effective, make them basic bullet resistant, and give a bit of damage resist versus the crossbow, in which he's not going to be fighting. It also greatly help reduce the damage received from the Hardened Alonzo, which do have higher base damage, so that could be particularly effective both versus the archers and for the Javeliers. So I think it's a very good option. Maybe go for some man-at-arms deal with this force. Taking a bit of damage right now. Just trying to fall back, age up, and all that sort. We're gonna take a lot of free damage there. We have now the Hardened Spearman. Oh wait, the regular Horseman upgrade. I forgot about the early Horseman. Now I need to start saving stone for these increased batches, but he is going for the debuff arrow first. Makes enemies receive plus 10% damage in target area for 15 seconds. Very nice. Maybe going a little bit too early. He has age up, but not going for any age up upgrades just yet. Though the Torgards do get their age up bonuses and increase all armor. So right now they have 4 armor at the moment. Arch spawning away against hits, gonna hit down the Donzo. Now down the field, probably be a good idea to go for some man-at-arms. Big bloody fight. Grand Filani Corral now been pulling the field. Good number of these units are very wounded. More arrows being fired out. Looks like blue will win, but barely. I forgot the scout can also had the Batukan aura. Veteran archers now deployed in field, push way forward. Right now the veteran Torgards have 8 range armor. Those Javeliers had 10 or 8 damage, so they would do 1 damage each. Got now forward deployment of the battering ram. We do have the veteran sofa research. It's going to looks like transition to some sofas. Fight heavy cavalry with heavy cavalry, not a bad idea. Also make it resilient to the archers. Golden Horde player is going for crossbow as well, going for a mix of everything. Here comes a battering ram. Trying to use a battering ram as a bit of bait. Does see the Grand Filani Corral if he wasn't where it was going to be deployed out. Archers, of course, firing away. Another arrow there. The cows have been set free and maybe tipped. More attack arrows there. Sofas and Donzo push way forward, trying to gauge his forces. Batu Khan's falling back, took a bit of damage. More reinforcements being summoned. Got some Roost tributes here, which they have 2-inch health. They're not the weaker infantry units there. They're heavy melee. They only have 2-3 armor, so pretty low armor for melee infantry. They have good attack speed and a bit of bonus damage versus cavalry and spearman movement speed. So they can accompany the archers and archers and spearmen no problem. Of course, get a handful of them for free. Additionally, they are affected by the increased armor, range armor aspect, which is very important for them due to how low armor naturally is. But of course, that means they get reduced wood generation. Stockyard level 1 now being researched. The Khan is dead. More cows have been set free. He's going to try to start tipping over some of the cows. I think one of the cows did get tipped over. Mayan player is now going for some poison arrows. Got some range armor and level 2 wood collection research. Veteran horse now being summoned. Battery rams now pushing way forward. Put some set ablaze some of these barracks. Crossbow firing away. Got another Batu Khan charges way forward. Sofa's getting hit. Battery ram still advancing. More attack arrows there. Archers and crossbow still being microed around. Sofas do have the important armor. Khan debuff arrow was fired out and mixed all that. Appears to be an auto cast ability. Getting a bit of damage there. One of the few times where the poison arrows actually do something. The Khan is dead. +1 melee damage now being researched by blue. More of the Torgards pushing way forward. Mulling place and fall back. They may want to cool off before re-engage each other. We've got Archer, Sofa as a composition. Golden Horde player has archers, men-arms, crossbow, spearmen, Torgards, horsemen, and scouts. So quite a bit of everything. Crossbow is definitely going to be a good call. Archers would be a counter to the archers. Horsemen being a generally good call to help deal with the archers. And Torgards, of course, a good frontline cavalry unit, though. Their base damage is pretty low. Sofas have higher base damage, though a far slower attack speed. But the Sofas should do better versus armored targets versus the Torgards. We have now a fortified outpost being established here. Here's a Yuan Dynasty outpost. Horsemen, Torgers pushing forward. Good number of cavalry in the back line. Good number of sofas. Only one archer left in the field. Going for some more. Got some man-at-arms not being deployed in the field as well. I was mistaken them for Roost's man-at-arms with the shields. Scouts do get cleaned on up there. Also, Blue's force does get cleaned on up. Fortified outpost has 1700 health, 0 fire armor, is being upgraded to spring gold. Already, actually doesn't have any arrow attack. Interesting enough. Has glorious chargeability to the outpost, which it starts in 10-second timer, which reveals the outpost near our enemies. When the timer ends, all nearby allied units get 50% movement speed and take 15% less damage for 30 seconds. So it's basically like the Wog banners from Dawn of War 3. Got another scouting falcon there. Huh, has a blue aura now. Interesting. And this increases the health by 300 and armor by 3. For 500 stone, that is not... That seems way too expensive. I mean, fortified outposts usually 200 stone upgrade, right? And that gets put up to 1,750, so 300 health and 3 fire armor as opposed to 1,000 health and 5 fire armor for more than twice the value. No, this thing needs to be, has a cost reduction down to 200 at least. And if it would add a weapon plate to go along with it, sure. But no, it doesn't. That is a good number of stockyards. Batukan there. Actually switching to activate increase the health of units nearby to the fortified outpost for 10%, which is not bad. Good defensive position. And this does not suggest it's a global upgrade. It suggests it's a singular upgrade. Increases fortified outpost and palisade armor, and fortified outpost and palisade. I'm assuming the walls, fire armor by 3 and 30 health. So I suppose it does affect by the palisade walls. So maybe it is a global upgrade. Based on the terminology, it says it would suggest it affects on a single structure, but it looks like maybe it does affect all of them. It needs some wording there. Should say increase all outposts, fortified outposts. I think that will help fix the terminology there. Nope, got another oval here that took a bit of damage. Blues push way forward. Got a good number of archers here. And the villagers shanking the Torgard. Yell's now pushing along the flank, trying to engage. Another scouting falcon there. And looks like that is actually a damage reduction ore, actually. Blue's army looks like a little bit overwhelmed, getting completely surrounded. More archers across one over here. There's now some damage arrows there. Still got a good number of man-at-arms and spearmen for blue. Good number of sofas here. Batukan does go down. More horsemen advancing. And blue's starting to fall back now. We have a bit of health. Guess that maximum health is not currently active. Yeah, it's at production speed effect right now. Blue's pushing forward some more reinforcements. He's probably turning the health aura. Did I just see a soul or something like that goes to this fortified outpost? I think I'm going crazy. I saw some sort of yellow ball going to it, and I just got confused. Oh, maybe that changes this? There's an animation for that? I am just going crazy, aren't I? Looks like Rouge Tribute has been recently resummoned. Next one, can rapidly produce strong units at this zone discount. Toward cost and production speeds decreased by 20. Redistributes are upgraded with increased armor and a improved axe. Golden Town generate 10 gold every 10 seconds for each fortified outpost, up to 6. So up to 60 gold per second, which is pretty nice. Wait. 10 gold per second? That's god. Oh, 10 gold every 10 seconds. So 1 gold a second. So 6 gold per second is still pretty good. Stone army is now being researched, which is the reduction. I just want to click on something. Stable, stable, stable. So we're gonna take out that one. There's a stable. Yep, Ketchup's still available. Just haven't seen any deployed in the field just yet. I wonder if this, it says Torgets get the same healing attack as Keshiks, but it doesn't sound like it increased their attack speed. What if it does affect them? Increase Torget and Horseman's range and melee armor by 2 and health by 20. So this is a pretty good upgrade there. Those units being cleaned on up. This oval, while depleted, still provides some stone income to use, which is very nice. We do have the Bonko repairs. Buildings are simply repaired faster, which is actually an upgrade you don't see too often anymore. Textiles being researched as well. But it's also an upgrade you don't really see too often in higher level play. Unless you really are concerned about your villagers. If you were to move some of these houses around, you can get a nice even flank on this side. You can fit one more house there. Crossbowman, elite crossbowman, elite horse now being researched. Sofa is now pushing along the flank. We do have the increased skill ovo gathering rate by 30% of research. Got the elite crossbowman research, elite horseman, and spyglass. Fort of the hunters now being established here in defensive position. Very good idea. Particularly near the Grand Filani Corral, which has been under attack a couple times. Spots this ovo there, though the stone still exists, so the ovo can be replaced there. Archers pretty forward. Got a good number of man armors on in. Does get the Fort of the Hunters now established. The improved axe does increase the damage up to base damage of 16. Fort of the Hunters has been established there, so going to be some poison arrows being fired away. Sofa's trying to engage over here. Blue's counterattacking with these sofas here. Number of fortified outposts. They do have the, I think, keep level arrows for defense is pretty nice. Yellow's army will be cleaned on up. Let's see what the damage is over here. Some of these villagers are going down. Fortified posts firing away. Capital firing away. Got some defensive units here. Spearmen, Torgets, and Horsemen. A couple more Torgets here. Blue's going to lose some villagers. Got 84 versus 88 villagers. Blue over here trying to find some of his opponent's villagers. Taking the mining camp would be a good pick there as well. Or a pit mine, I should say. Spring gold replacement over here. Going for a battery ram now. Palisades have not been completed. Couple attack arrows there. Capital's not garrisoned at the moment. Got some more sofas over here. A couple more forces over here, including some more roost tributes. They put the axe, they shield on their back. Very nice little detail. Secondary town center being established and then a trading. Sofas slowly being picked on off. More forces over here. Got a couple batteries being established over here. Very nice. Who's pushing forward over here? Got the 4th Huntress still causing some issues. Does fire poison arrows. Oh, deer is still there. I'm so surprised there's still deer when there's farms. Sofa's slowly being picked off by the crossbowmen. Scouts engage the villager. Spearman can't. Trebuchet, traction trebuchets engaging the 4 of the hunters now. Got a battering ram being established there. Batu Khan still here. Crossbowman here. Battering ram could advance a bit forward and hit that pit mine. Over here, got some spearmen hitting some villagers. The secondary town center is fully garrisoned at the moment. The Khan is dead. Pit mine is set ablaze. Pit mine will be going on down. This pit mine still full, 8,000 gold there. More stockyards being established over here. Traction trebuchet engaging the 4th Huntress. Crossbow being microed away. More horsemen being pushed on the field, which is probably a good idea versus these archers. The course looks like they may have been upgraded, maybe not. Getting some extra range armor wouldn't be half bad. More spearmen push way forward. Couple stables there. Incendiary arrows being researched, as well as elite archers for the golden horde player. Definitely should probably get some more horse in the field. Going for some Togurds. They're currently with a 5 range armor. These archers are currently doing 10 damage, so they only have real DPS as the poison effect, which is not saying much. I don't really put much value in the poison arrows because either something's dead, something's not. Never really between if the poison effect could take effect. Keeping salvage here next to this mining pit. This one is still largely undisturbed. Actually, it was largely disturbed. It got burnt down, but the gold deposit itself is undisturbed. Any edicts here? That's a Karash. Not really that important. It will just give additional value, plus 50 food value per any deployment of anything, which is nice and all, but nothing too significant. And it doesn't really have anything set up for the stockyard edict there for extra gold generation. Villagers being pursued. Volume players going for still a good number of sofas. We got a couple traction trebuchets. Elite Togurds at the moment. The Maulian player is age 4 as well. Elite sofas. Just got biology research, so 288 health versus 412. Of course, 20 damage with good attack speed versus 27 with slower attack speed with plus 4 versus infantry. Right now only 5 or 7 melee armor can get up to 8 versus right now 8. which can get up to 9. Got gear, fortified outpost there, rebuilt. Crossbone started stepping away. Horseman trying to close the distance and be a meat shield. He's elite horseman at 125 health, which is pretty good. Or 225 health. That's a good frontline unit to deal with the Donzo. Archers are focused down the crossbone. Very nice. Looks like Blue's trying to pull out ahead over here. Looks like he has knockdown +2 armor on his horseman upgrade. Get some of those villagers or units back there. Some of these villagers starting going down as well. Crossbowmen starting to engage. Sulfur slowing going down, taking some of the archers. Right now, yellow has an army size of 9 versus an army size of 488, 787, 12,000 versus 3,000. Yellow's having extreme difficulty of holding on. And yellow does go ahead and just resign. This Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. And let's see, next replay I have stored up. Relic River 12-5. 12-5 Relic River. So this one? Yes. Oh, this is a little bit more green than I remember. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on our right side is Yellow Senka Daimyo. Still have trouble pronouncing that name. We have Myomakai, I think. And on the left side is the Pink English. We have a foreign name by Londoner. Either way, always love to see the new terrain effects with the new expansions and all that sort. Particularly tropical this time around. When it comes to map generation, this is of course Relic River. So Relic River, blah, I can't speak. So a large amount of gold and stone on the high ground, relics in the center, one large golden stone in the bottom with the sacred sites here in somewhat in top middle and top. Yeah, Pink's gold deposit is in front, a little bit more exposed. This one's the back. Some woods here, so could make it a bit more exposed based on the angling. The yellow, both gold deposits spawn pretty close by here, so maybe go for Townsend here. Could be a possibility. We got the Yati being blown in field, or I like to call it the food cart, because this looks like Japanese food carts you see in a lot of anime. Abbey King's now being established here. And of course, let's see now, what will the Japanese player or Sengoku Daimyo will go for? Going towards... It looks like going towards this Pumbaa here. He has already this Pumbaa here, so going a bit more bold, maybe been better to go. Oh, he already has one up here, so has a very healthy number of these. Maybe this Pumbaa seems a little bit too exposed to me. Especially Abbey of Kings. When you see the Abbey of Kings, the king is going to be all over the food cart. Probably wants a couple bowls of ramen, or what else do they sell there? I don't know. I don't know Japanese food. We got the Rokon now being deployed in the field. Rokon is increased population, so it's by 60, so it's a times 6 health. And of course, gives a nice little bit of health regen buff for all units that are out of combat. And that's a permanent effect for anybody who just simply goes by it. So think Mount Kilimanjaro from Civ 5. That's probably not a good reference. It gives you a very weak health regen for all your units effectively. Which is not bad. Not great, but not bad. But it is nice to have a 6 housing for free. It does save you a bit of pain. Kingspire is going for town center here, so this food cart will pay off. How far does that thing sees either way? He sees the Abbey of Kings and the town center there, so he sees... Oh, there's at least the scout there. So seeing the town center there is probably a good thing for him. Gives an idea of what he can or can't do. The king's going to pull out in the field. But he's going to be carrying towards the food cart. It only moves at 0.88 movement speed, so not great. Level 2 wheelbarrow researched. Food Yati, which is... I guess that's this version's a food delivery system from the food cart. Guess it takes house calls. Taking quite a bit of damage here. Got now the pair of wolves and now the or Yari cavalry engaging the king. Does get +2 versus the cavalry, which king is. Will be able to basically armor piercing at this point in time. Ignore the armor. So push way forward. The cart still 64 health, so there's actually a decent amount of health there. I'm assuming we use villagers to repair it up rather than use a monk, right? It is classified as worker, so wait, do you use priests, monks, or workers to heal the Yati? Also, it should be a worker, not a priest or monk. It's clearly a cart, but it's classified as worker rather than building. The king's falling back. We'll have some out of combat health regen here, a significant amount. Sounds like it does get a bit of volley there. Has a spearman there. Keep the king nearby the abbey to get some good health regen. We do now have the sake brewery being researched. We'll give him a ×5 gold collection mats. There was a recent balance patch, and I wonder if it nerfed these mats, because it seemed like those mats gold generation was absurdly high collection. I wonder if that was a bug. Guess we'll find out soon enough. This Yati is collecting up food from the berries. Not one up here yet. Yari cavalry, they do cost a little bit more than a horseman. Costing, what, 145? So that is quite a bit more, actually, as was 120. But their base damage is the same as cavalry. Yeah, that's the same damage base as cavalry, same tax base as cavalry. Get +2 versus cavalry. I think regular cavalry or horseman does get +10/+10 versus range and siege, so I could be mistaken about that. Health is slightly higher, 10 extra health as opposed to the base health of cavalry, which is just 125. Just has very small benefits, but not... Oh. Let's see. King is taking a bit of damage there. Nope, they still have that really high gold generation you can see there from these workers. I wonder if that's bugged, because it seems like they're collecting up really fast. Because that's far higher than collecting from farms and from gold mines. I think that is still bugged, if it is technically bugged or not. Veteran horseman research. We've got the White Tower now being researched. I suppose one thing that could help with the Yari cavalry is probably some of their upgrades they get. Veteran Yari now being researched. Got a Buddhist temple here going for the Iki monks. Probably butchered that name well enough. Increased movement speed, Patty Tithe Barn. They do have 13 damage with man-arms attack speed, which I think that's man-arms attack damage from 60 health. Don't seem too particularly fantastic. Their cost is 100. Yeah, they're probably not really a unit you mass up. I don't see a mass unit there compared to man-at-arms. The king, of course, is not receive a stat, but increases. Does get trapped with the villagers, and the king does go down, shanked and stabbed. The king is dead. The king is being redeployed onto the field. Long live the king. Does pick up the relic there. Like some of those berries now. They at least can defend themselves, but in this situation, there's a good number of spearmen. So you will be stabbed quite a bit. Goes for Warlord. Yari Cavalry trapped on the spearmen. Got a free spearman. Yumi Archer firing away. Yumi Archers were actually slightly nerfed. Their cost got increased by like 5 wood or by 5 food. Actually, that's what it says in the patch notes, but it doesn't say that here. Some sort of upgrade I missed is cost reduction, but I don't believe so. We have not seen any of the clan buildings just yet. Of course, got the White Tower here, which is a good keep of fast reduction speeds. Gold deposit here is rapidly seized. This southern gold deposit is not being claimed by either player. Both players are probably going to try contesting the northern gold deposits. If they lose the northern, they at least can go to the southern one to get back in the game. It is a large one, so 8,000 gold deposit will give them a lot of room to breathe with. Guys, level 3 wheelbarrow. And the veteran Yari Cavalry will go down there. You do now have the armor clad research by the English player. +2/+2 armor is very nice. And does the... I forget. Doesn't have the Otachi to get +4 damage for a samurai. Does he have anything counterpart? Can't say for sure. Don't see the upgrades here. I can't remember all the upgrades. Got a good number of veteran Yumi archers. Knight does impale the Iki monk. That's going to be a tongue twister for me. I have to slow down and think about how to pronounce that. Spearman there will be overran and impaled by a bunch of arrows. We do now the military academy being researched and lumber preservation. Yeah, I'm so surprised there has been no clan buildings just yet. Good number archer into there. He's just going for mass Yumi archers. Is quite unusual. And let's go with the Oda clan estate. Oda clan is which one? Is the range one, I believe. I remember the Oda clan's flower symbol there from. Actually, I don't know from. The monk is getting impaled, but should be, and there's enough units nearby to impale the king. Try and break through the gate will take a bit of time. The king is dead. We've got a number of man-at-arms here. The setup camp does improve your huntable gathering rate by 10%. I'm surprised we don't see that all too often. I mean, 25 wood for a plus 10% collection rate for a deposit. That's pretty good. I think people forgot about that part. It can't be deployed by scouts. Oda clan estate. Let's see now. +1 damage for Yumi archers. That's pretty nice. Let's see. Tegashima Ashagaros will automatically deploy a standing shield if not moving. Increased weapon range of +2 tiles and armor. So it's like the passives, but a bit more passive. And Otsu unlocks the early Otsu units available from age 3. It is an age 3 unit. You do have to research that and then probably get the age 4 upgrade in age 4, but it could be automatic age up, not exactly sure. You do also get early hand cannoneers here. Takashima Ashagaru. Archers now pushing forward. Yumi archers. They can get up to 9 damage with that upgrade, which is make them equal to regular archers this age. Which is still going to be inferior versus the armor-clad man-at-arms. Right now they have 6 range armor. These guys have 8 range damage, so +1 range armor. Like this will, of course, make them take only 1 damage from the Yumi Ashigarus. Spearmen engaging the various Yumi archers. Overall, man-at-arms will be a great call. Not sure if these early hand cannoneers have. This unit is effective against armored units, so it sounds like they have bonus hand versus our heavy armor. I haven't really cast new civilizations all too much, so I can't say exactly for sure. We got Sword Hunt Statue. Daimyo cost decreased by 50%, increased Daimyo's aura attack speed by 20%, which is very nice. Level 3 Daimyo estates will spawn levies 100% faster. Let's see, here we go. Number of states of Oda clan. At level 3, it provides +1 deflection armor to units from the archery range. And Oda states generate levies. What levy is exactly, I'm not exactly sure. Either way, we'll need to pull out more Oda clan estates and more estates in general. Elite Yumi Ashigaru is being researched. Still has not gotten +1 damage on them, going for +1 range damage. It's going very heavy in the Yumi archers. They are dirt cheap. English pressure going for man-at-arms and horsemen to deal with them. He has a good number of longbowmen. Cheap versus expensive. Pretty good comparison between the two. Taker site does get decaptured. Tithe now being researched by the Daimyo, which has all 5 relics, so we're going to get some great income from that. I'm so surprised he has not researched this. Well, research. I mean, that just clearly seems like a no-duh research. Probably shows the eye for incendiary arrows relatively soon. That was the brewery. I thought that was a villager, but that was just brewery dropping off some brew, which just increases the villager's health, which is nothing too significant. University is deployed on the field. See if there's any unique research we want to keep an eye of. Sake Brewery. Here's University. Nope, that looks all standard. But of course, the serpentine gunpowder would be very nice for those hand cannoneers if you ever deploys them. Going for incendiary arrows, which makes sense. Silk bow string will be another makes sense upgrade. Berkshire Palace now being established. Where? Oh, King is dead. Berkshire Palace being deployed in a very defensive position there. behind the White Tower.
Specimen, ja.
So no Wormguard Palace, get the very fun Wormguard Rangers, which could be particularly useful in this situation. Extreme quality versus extreme quantity.
Ready to go.
English player also not obtained Puma. He could have aggroed Puma to his, this town center there if he wanted to. Enclosure is now being researched. Oh, there is a campfire there for that hunting. Berkshire Palace firing away. Capital as well. Takes out a villager. Taking on the mill. Something being cast, but I'm not sure what. Finally going to the +1 range damage. Does have the Oda Clan finale. Also going for the Tate, however you pronounce that. Going for a Daimyo. I am curious about the levies. Don't see anything that suggests levies. Oh, just saw a bunch of Is he going to actually burn down the White Tower with mass Yumi Archer? It's actually not showing the siege damage there, but we know it probably does like 3 damage, which is not great. Longbow fire away hits the Daimyo here. Of course, let's have increased attack speed near the Daimyo. He could actually just outright garrison the White Tower to get its extra arrows firing from a safe position. Over the Otsu, which is, of course, a good gunpowder unit that also is good for structures. The last time I checked, it's classified as heavy range. So the longbow will not do bonus damage versus it. Because they only do, archers only do bonus damage versus light gunpowder. Let's see, grants a levy. I wonder if every single one will grant a levy or it's just one of them. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's see. Somehow at 101 Yumi archers. Not max out population. I want to keep an eye on the levy, see what it looks like. Did not get deployed out there. Got some Otsu now on the field. Not sure where the other clan buildings may have been built. Up there. May have been looking the wrong one. By the way, it's probably just more Yumi archers. The last one's right there. Was not paying close attention to which one it was. Yumi archers push away forward, but the White Tower is a good defensive placement right now. Yumi archers right now have 13 damage and probably a bit fractional more. Incendiary arrows now being researched by the English Pie and Arrow Volley. The man at arms have 11 or no 9 range armor. They can get up to 11 in total. Really needs to get that going. So they'll take a very small damage from those units. Probably should get out elite army attacks as soon as he can, but pretty low in gold. He is at max out population. He knows his opponent's composition. He does have network of castles, not network of citadels at the moment. Incendiaries and arrow volley are being researched. We do now have horse training, cavalry movement speed increased by 10%. You just want to get some of this right there. Any Otsu in the region? Somewhere back here. There's one of them. Heavy range gunpowder unit. It does deflection because of that level 3. 20 damage plus 130 versus buildings. Has 6 range armor. Keeps will still do a decent amount of damage to it. They're 1 movement speed, so they're pretty slow. Attack speed they have is also pretty slow. 6.5 range, not outrange keeps. They can fight keeps, but they're not. They're more of close to a soft counter than a hard counter. As I mentioned, there's only 2 of them in the field. Exotic Doggo does go down. Longbone's firing away. I switch over to him to keep an eye on the arrow volley ability. We do now have, looks like, the Elite Knight or Mounted Samurai research. Silk Bowstrings now researched by the Japanese player. Silk Bowstring has not been researched yet over here. Biology, range armor, range damage being researched. 121 Yumi archers with 13 elite mounted samurai or elite Yari cavalry queued on up. With more dying as well. Yumis do actually have a pretty good movement speed to go along with them. Can't keep up Onomushas, but don't think you can get that as this Japanese variant. Some daimyos here. They have good amount of health, bit of armor, bit of damage. Does set ablaze the mining camp, minor victory. Otsu took a fair amount of damage there. We now have Yari Cavalry anti-damage increased by +2. Very nice. Looks like it's level 2 Cavalry Clan. No Citadels and Elite Horseman research with the amount of Yumi Archers revealed. That's a good idea. Right now, these... Oh, got the arrow volley being put on field by the Longbowman. Man-at-Arms are definitely a good frontline tank. He does not have elite armor tactics increase the health, though. Longbowman's quality is being very useful right now. Yumi Archers still have a good quantity to them, and we've got a very large number of Yari Cavalry being queued on up as a reinforcement unit, which is going to be very useful versus the Longbowman. Right now, the Palings would be particularly effective right now. English Horsemen advancing forward. They do have biology. 8 range armor, so they have less durability than the Man-at-Arms somehow at this moment. Yari Cavalry get ripped apart there. They have 8 range armor as well. Longbowmen hit far above their weight with the extra damage and Cinderio's game compounding effect. Another arrow volley being deployed in the field. He still does not have silk bowstring, so these guys have similar range, only slightly farther with the Longbowman. Man-at-Arms is still probably a better way to go than those horsemen. These guys have plenty of resources going for more horsemen and man-at-arms. Probably a good idea to go for both of them. Also has a good number of longbowmen already on the field. There's arrow volley being deployed in the field as well. Right now these guys attacking 1.23. These guys attacking at 1.33. $14 damage versus 13 damage. Somehow, I've never seen a fight between archers last this long before. Both sides still sending in a lot of fodder in the center, and neither side's making any ground. Yumi archers trying to fall back. They have good mobility, so they skip away from the longbow who have slower mobility. I am curious about the levy. What gets deployed on the field? I don't know. Don't think it's a daimyo. Could be a daimyo, but I think it's going to be Yumi archers. Do now serpentine gunpowder now being researched by the Daimyo player. However, I don't think that's a good idea to go for those units since that proves hand cannoneers. I'm assuming it does not affect the Otsu, and those should be light gunpowder, so they should be particularly weak versus the longbowmen who get bonus damage from them. Maganello gets a good cleave there, and they do not, and they bypass deflection. Ten resources ready to be collected. Oh, that's what there's a levies. It's just generating charges. So just throwing that up is always very nice to have. Got these guys here. They do right now have 3/3 armor. They have 4.5 range. They get plus 14 versus heavy, and now plus 5 versus melee infantry. But they are classified as ranged gunpowder, so they don't say light. So they may not receive bonus damage from longbowmen. They may not be classified as that. That would be interesting. Maybe for balance reasons, since they replace the crossbowmen, they don't want the archers to be too particularly effective versus them. Because right now they have 19 damage. Which may be the same as crossbowmen at the moment. I can't remember exactly what the damage is. They do cost only 140 resources, so not too terribly high. You got some select villagers there. Longbowmen engaging these horsemen as well. Somehow I've never seen an archer play last this long. Usually they're dead by now. Which is really amazing. Got some mounted samurai in point of view. They only have 8 range armor, so they can rip apart pretty quickly right now. And no increase clan here. Going for another one could be nice, just generate some levies. Doesn't have to necessarily go for them immediately. More Yumi archers in the field, and more cavalry being pulled out. The next cost is quite significant, 500, 500. Some of those units being picked on off over there. Man-arms push away forward. Does get the armor attachments, so they have a little bit more health to them. I do believe they are a better option for frontline than the horsemen. They will also counter his opponent's Yari cavalry, while also of being a far more resilient than the horsemen with the extra armor. Look how much more abuse they're taking. Longbowmen try and push way forward and backwards. Does use arrow volley there, increase attack speed. Right now, the Daimyo player is actually running low on food as well as wood and gold. The English player has plenty of resources. Some Otsu are firing away from the back line. Otsu do have 6.5 range, seems the Yumi archers this moment. Longbowmen only have 7 tile range, still no silk bowstrings on them, which could be handy to help keep their distance from the Yari cavalry, as well as help range the everything else. Does have Necro Citadels here to help him out as well. Oh, looks like got nerfed from 40% to 30% attack speed increase. Yell's gonna fall back. Yell's having trouble with resources. I wonder how's the levies doing? He has 7 charges. does have a number of these hand cannoneers in the back line as well. They do have less health than normal hand cannoneers, if I remember correctly. And their attack speed's not that fast either. They move fire at 2.5 rather than 2.12 like normal hand cannoneers. So hit harder but slower. Still a very long, protracted fight. When it comes to Destroyed Valley, yellow does have advantage, but pink has resources to spare. More gold, somehow has a lot of gold. I suppose focus on longbowmen. To be honest, I've never seen this many longbowmen in one game before. It is not gold intensive, so we could go extreme quality and go for knights instead of man-at-arms or horsemen. Game a little bit low on wood, so man-at-arms and knights may be the better choice to go. Save the wood for the longbowmen. I don't know if he has elite knights though. These guys should be particularly effective as man-at-arms now, so it probably is a good idea to go for horsemen and knights. I think knights will be the way to go. He's going for lords, noble horsemen, and man-at-arms. Unit marchers slowly being picked on off. Longbowmen still is doing some great work. Plus, not to mention the constant network of citadels help them out. Yeah, it doesn't look like these Ostrogars are taking bonus damage from the longbowmen. They're just classified as gunpowder, not as heavy nor light. Probably for balance reasons, since they're supposed to be a crossbowman alternative. More of the mounted samurai push way forward. Got more horsemen and man-at-arms for the English player. No knights. Dotsu does not receive effects of slipping gunpowder if you're ever curious about that. I've never seen a fight go on this long before of longbowmen archers. It's just been a meat grinder. Both players sending in melee forces to draw fire while the archers in the back lines just constantly fighting away. It feels like the English player is pulling pretty far ahead. Army value wise, pink has good value on the field as well. Still not been able to squeeze out that last cavalry clan. It's still scraping bottom barrel of resources, but just holding on for long enough. It's been pretty stable. Low, but stable. English player has consumed his food and decent amount of wood, so has plenty of gold in reserve. Like I said, knights may be a good way to go now. Got a couple fortified outposts. And the Japanese player does surrender. This ain't great scene. Thank you for watching, and on to next replay. And that shall do it for me.